a unified approach to black holes, love, and memory. In a strictly Cartesian space, a two-dimensional holographic projection does not encode a higher dimensional bulk in the way ADIS CFT does. Instead, it functions as a structured reduction of information, where the essential physical properties of a system are encoded on a lower dimensional surface. This framework eliminates the need for singularities in black holes and provides a compelling parallel to love, memory, and relational dynamics, where depth is replaced by retrievable structure rather than a continuous presence. This perspective offers a new way to interpret Einstein's equation, E equals mach squared, where E represents a two-dimensional encoding of energy, while mach squared remains a three-dimensional Cartesian formulation of mass-energy interactions. Rather than a simple equivalence, this relationship may describe a dimensional encoding process, where energy is not an intrinsic volumetric property, but a structured retrieval of mass interactions governed by geometric quantum constraints. Black holes in this framework do not require singularities, but instead exist as finite, structured systems, where their event horizon encodes all necessary information. In the same way, energy does not need to exist as a deep, persistent presence, but instead functions as a holographic projection of mass-energy interactions. This aligns with black hole thermodynamics, where information is not stored within a singularity, but encoded as a surface-level phenomenon at the event horizon. Similarly, love and memory do not require a persistent, ever-present core, but exist as structured, retrievable encodings, much like energy. Love is not a deep, inescapable force, but an accessible, interaction-driven reality, a function of encoded experiences rather than a continuous state. Instead of being held at all times, love can be seen as an engagement with stored, encoded interactions, retrievable when needed. Memory follows a similar principle, where experiences do not have to be constantly present to exist, but instead remain encoded, accessible, and retrievable based on structured conditions. In this sense, memory is not a volumetric process, but a surface-level projection, much like how black holes store information at their event horizon rather than within an interior singularity. This interpretation aligns with geometric quantum structure and derived boundary conditions, where constraints arise naturally from the internal coherence of the system rather than being externally imposed. In the same way that black holes' energy, love, and memory exist as retrievable encodings rather than deep, persistent structures, the fundamental interactions that govern them emerge as dimensional relationships rather than intrinsic absolute properties. In this view, E equals mach squared is not simply a conversion equation, but a dimensional encoding relation, where energy is a lower dimensional structured retrieval of mass-energy interactions shaped by geometric quantum constraints rather than absolute substance. Black holes, love, and memory do not require singularities or persistent cores. Instead, they exist as interaction-driven, retrievable encodings. This presents a unified perspective where geometric quantum structures define boundary conditions, shaping physical, emotional, and cognitive reality through structured retrieval rather than fixed persistence.